Welcome to Clash of Health. Thanks for being here today. It is Free Flow Friday, December 27th, and I thought I would talk a little bit about astrology, specifically the Decan in astrology. So the Decan is actually a subtype of a sign. It's the subsign within a sign. So what does that mean? Well, we have a 365-degree wheel of an astrological chart, and within that wheel are 12 houses and 12 signs. Within each sign, you can cut that sign into thirds, and you have the first decan, the second decan, and the third decan. Now, when you think about astrological signs, you think of your sun sign, your main sign, which is kind of like your ego, your personality. But you can actually do this trifurcation with any of the signs. You can do it with the moon sign, or if you know the degrees, the rising sign, the Mercury, the sign, Mercury's placement, etc. But today we're going to just talk about the sun sign. So how do you figure out what this means and what decan are you in? Well, the first thing you're going to need to know is the degree of your sun sign and your other signs if you want to go deeper with that. So for example, my sun sign is 24 degrees. So if you cut the 30 degrees in thirds, you've got like 0 to 9, 9 to I think 19, 19 onward until you reach the next sign. I'd be the third decan. So then you find out what is the sign within the sign. Well, it's going to be the same element with your sign. So I'm a Libra. So the other two air signs, Libra's an air sign, are Aquarius and Gemini. So you kind of go around the wheel from where you start. So with Libra, that would be first decan would be Libra, Libra. The second decan would be the next sign. If you're going around the wheel, that would be Aquarius. So that Libra would be overlaid with a flavor of Aquarius. And Aquarius is ruled by Uranus. Libra's ruled by Venus. So you have kind of a Uranus edginess to that Libran born in the middle of that sign. And then the third decan is going to be ruled not only by Libra, but with an overlay of Gemini. Well, Gemini is ruled by Mercury, so it's going to have more of a mind, mercurial, communicator flavor, which is kind of cool because that's what I am, Libra with an overlay of Gemini, and I'm a communicator, right? I'm doing these videos. So you can go around, you can do this with all of the other signs. One of the things you need to know is what are the elements within that, what are the like elements that goes along with the sign. So the three water signs are Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. Then the fire signs are going to be Sagittarius, Aries, Leo. The earth signs, first, second, third decan is going to be Capricorn, and then your next one, earth sign, would be Taurus, and then your final one is Virgo. And then Aquarius, you kind of go back with your air signs. So if you're an Aquarian, you're born in the first 9 degrees, you're going to have that really strong Uranian Aquarius flavor. The second decan, you're going to have a little bit of an overlay with some Gemini. So maybe it's going to be tempered a little bit with someone who's more in the here and now, maybe a little more social, not so like into the groups, but maybe more chatty Cathy. Uranus, Aquarians are really interesting. They kind of live in the future. You don't even realize it, but they're I remember I went to school when I was in nursing school with a guy who his sign was Aquarius, and he was talking about ketamine back, and this was in like, I don't know, 2009. And he's like, yeah, he did his research paper on ketamine. It was way before ketamine became more mainstream as it is now. So I can remember like thinking ketamine, I remember thinking of it as like this horse tranquilizer back then. But anyway, he was a futuristic thinker. And so that's what Aquarians tend to be like. They're just kind of they do well in groups. They can be, they're not cold-hearted, but they can come across as kind of cool. Their opposite sign is Leo, which is, ruled by the sun. So they're more the cool one, and the Leos are more like the warm, hot ones. So you're going to have that little overlay with Gemini, which is more mercurial, it's more mutable, it's not as fixed, it's going to be more curious. And then the Aquarian Libran person might be a little bit more of a people pleaser, maybe telling you what you want to hear a little bit more than your typical Aquarian, which is going to really be able to tell you what they really think, rather than temper it with any kind of like nicey necessarily. So you can go on with Pisces, the water sign. Pisces are ruled by Neptune. Neptune is kind of like this dreamy planet. Could be a planet of illusion, spirituality. It's a higher vibration of Venus. It's higher octave of Venus. And so the Pisces people might be your most dreamy, imaginative songwriters, where they lose themselves into the relationship and they become like the other. They might be, someone who's a spiritual leader who really is very attuned with God, or they could be attuned with drugs or alcohol or something like that, addictions. And then your mid ones would be more your Cancerian Pisces. They might be a little bit more homey, grounded in like a motherly way than your Pisceans. And then your Scorpionic Pisceans, you're looking at, so the moon Cancer one, or the Cancer Piscean ones, they're going to be ruled by the moon in addition to Neptune. Your latter one will have a little plutonic flavor. So those individuals might be a bit tougher, maybe able to go a little deeper to kind of look into the realm with more of a keen eye, more discernment, maybe more into the occult, your third decan of your Pisces. And then you go on, your Taurian people, they're ruled by Venus. They're going to want to know that the ground is under them, that there is footing, that there is the next meal and it's going to come through, that they have money in the bank, that they have a job. They're not going to be going by the seat of their pants necessarily. They're going to be super reliable. They're going to be the most stubborn of the signs. If you're looking at Earth being the most unmovable of the elements, and then you look at a fixed sign like Taurus, and then if they're in the first decan, they're going to have that really strong flavor of Taurus. And I've known some early degree Taurians, and this is what they are like. They've had jobs for the longest amount of time. They've owned businesses. They aren't quick to move. They aren't quick to change jobs. They're good at plowing along. They're the ox. They're very reliable, and what you see is what you get. And they can be stubborn. The next iteration of Taurus would be the middle decan, and they're going to be more like a flavor of Virgo. So they might be more, I don't know, intellectual in a more discerning way. Not that Taurian peoples aren't intellectual, but they're going to be hands-on people. Taurians usually are hands-on people, whereas your overlay with Mercury and Venus, it might be more your accountant or someone who is more able to do detail-oriented mind, communicative thinking type work. They might be manning like computer processing divisions of a company or something like that. And then let's see, think that, oh, your Capricornian ones, they're going to be also super responsible. Maybe they're going to be managers, like chief financial officers or something like that. So they're going to have the overlay of Saturn, the responsible planet, with Venus that's looking for the ground underneath them. And then we get into, let's see, Leo. So you're going to have Leo. They might get sunburned easily. They might be redheads. Maybe they are proud. I'm getting a sense that some of them are leaders without even necessarily wanting to be leaders. Sometimes when you have the double ones, they become muted versions of what you think they would be. Then the the Leo Sag ones are going to be very like philosophical. They might be teachers, professors, leaders in the community, politicians, people who stand out and maybe work in politics or religion or teaching or something like that. And then finally, the third one would be Aries, like Leo, Aries. They might be a little more hot-headed. They might be a little bit more like stubborn than your typical Libra or Aries, because Aries are a cardinal sign. Aries like goes, but they're not necessarily stubborn. Where Leo's a fixed sign, they're going to be proud. My guess is they might be, if they got in a fight, they might have a harder time forgiving than your typical Aries. Aries is ruled by Mars. Leo's ruled by the sun. You put the Mars and the sun together, you got a hothead. That would be the lower vibration, of course. It can come through as a leader, someone who's a pioneer, who's brave, courageous, sticks with something. Aries is brave. Leos are courageous. You put that combination together and you got a good leader. As long as they're doing the right thing. And then you got your Virgo, Virgo. They're going to be careful, detail-oriented. They're probably going to be able to work very hard, possibly by themselves, not need a lot of help, humble. And then Virgo, Capricorn, responsible, humble, reliable, maybe more out in the forefront than the Virgo who might be like behind the scenes doing the hard work. And then the third one would be the Virgo Taurian people, where you'd have kind of a similar flacking as you had with the Taurus Virgo ones, but maybe a little bit more detail oriented, scheduled, hardworking. Not that Taurians aren't hardworking, but Taurus people, they go only so far and then they stop. They're done. And Virgo people they'll go to the bone. They're probably gonna do the double shift and keep going till they get the job done. And there you go. That's what a decan is in astrology. You can look at those thirds with any, again, of the signs. It doesn't have to be the sun sign, but you can get an idea of maybe like a subset of who you are from a sun sign perspective if you look at the degree in which you were born. So thanks for listening. Thanks for watching today, and hope to catch you on the next video.